Hey guys, it is Wingy here and welcome to a brand new episode of Why You Should Watch, the series where I talk about something and why you should watch it. Now, today I am talking about a series that is pretty much one of the most iconic things that has ever come out of Britain. So I'm pretty sure you would have seen it, but on the off chance that you haven't, or at least seen it all the way through, it's got to be Only Fools and Horses, hasn't it? Thing is, I will start this video off by saying this is my favourite comedy series ever. I've grown up with it. I have watched it countless times. In fact, I've literally just finished rewatching the entire series again because I got the complete collection for Christmas. And the thing is, it never gets old. This series is still fantastic. It is still hysterical. Even the moments that you know are coming, these iconic, well-known moments, you still laugh at them. And there's also other bits and pieces that you forget about, but when you watch it again, you're like, oh my god, even that bit that no one talks about is fucking hysterical. So on the off chance that you have no idea what Only Fools and Horses is, basically it is a series about a family in Peckham that consists of Del Boy, his brother Rodney, who's significantly younger and taller than him, and initially their grandfather as well, but eventually, unfortunately, he passes away and then he is replaced by his brother, Uncle Albert, who is obviously famous for his catchphrase during the war. Del and Rodney, they go about the market, they try and flog shit to people. Del is a scheming, witty little character who is just beautifully portrayed by David Jason, and you've got Nicholas Lyndhurst playing Rodney. The chemistry between those two is absolutely phenomenal. You add Grandad and Uncle Albert into the mix and it just makes it even better. It's like the cherry on the cake. Those three, or four technically, even though they never appear together, it's a dynamic that just works. You know what their roles are and they just play it to perfection. There's never really a character in the series that's like, ooh, I wish they weren't in it, or I wish we need to see more of them. Everybody feels well-rounded, everybody feels like they've got a part to play, and they all add something to the series. Obviously, with it being a comedy series, there are a hell of a lot of hijinks and a hell of a lot of laughs, because the whole idea of, well, what Del wants to do in his mind is, this time next year, we'll be millionaires. And does it happen? Eventually, but for a while it really, really doesn't, and you can tell that they are nowhere fucking near getting there. They do get close a couple of times, but it just doesn't happen. They're also famous for driving a crappy little three-wheel van, which is a sort of washed out yellow colour. A lot of people say it's a Reliant Robin. It's not, it's a Reliant Regal. Just thought I'd throw that out there for some people. Little bit of a fact for you in case you didn't know. But yeah, that is the basic premise of Only Fools and Horses. They've obviously got other people and friends that they interact with. They go about different places trying to do things here, do things there. Never seems to go right for him because Del, his heart's in the right place, but nothing else is really. His mouth usually isn't and his brain usually isn't. What I love most about Only Fools and Horses though is the writing from John Sullivan. As a writer, I don't think anybody has perfected a comedy series for as long as John Sullivan did with Only Fools and Horses, because the thing is, this series, it isn't just funny, and it is, don't get me wrong, there are hysterical moments and hysterical episodes, but it's more than that. These characters, they feel like your family. You want them to succeed. You know when things are going to go wrong and you do feel bad for them, but at the same time, there's moments throughout the series that are genuinely heartbreaking. And the beauty of John Sullivan's writing, and I've referenced this in a few different videos that have nothing to do with Only Fools, there's moments where it is sad and it is devastating, but eventually you smile. And I know that these are things that people have gone through, whether it's loss, whether it's a miscarriage even. These are things that are very relatable and very hard things to deal with. But John Sullivan will portray these things as, yeah, they are very sad, they are very upsetting, but you can still smile after the fact. A prime example is an episode later on where, I mean, obviously spoiler, but I'm pretty sure most people know this. Cassandra, who is Rodney's, well, partner then eventual wife, she gets pregnant and she has a miscarriage, and Rodney just doesn't talk about it. He doesn't open up about it, and he goes a little bit off the rails. And as much as he tries, because obviously it's his little brother, Del tries to get him to open up. Rodney's not having any of it. And then there is this beautifully written scene where they're stuck in a lift. because obviously they live in a tower block, so they need a lift. And in that scene, Del tricks Rodney into just splurging his feelings out there. And it's a very emotional scene. It's well written. It's beautifully acted. I think Nicholas Lyndhurst did a standout job in that scene. And then what you realise after Rodney has opened up and he's got everything off of his chest, and you can see that the weight has lifted a little bit off of his shoulders, it's revealed that Del was the one who stopped the lift in the first place to get Rodney to talk. And Rodney himself realises this, and it's just such a sweet, heartwarming moment, even though there is such tragedy behind why that scene happens in the first place. I've seen writers attempt stuff like that in the past, and it doesn't always work. Sometimes the emotion goes too far into the melodrama, other times the comedy totally undercuts it, but John Sullivan finds that balance perfectly every single time when there are moments like that. And like I said, it's just heartwarming to watch these scenes, and there's moments where you just have to smile even though things aren't necessarily going that way. But that isn't really the bulk of the series. Those things do happen, but the comedy aspects, they do things that are totally unexpected, but you can relate to them. Like, a lot of the things that happen in this series are things that I imagine have happened to people before. And in fact, watching documentaries, John Sullivan has said, oh yeah, the chandelier, that actually happened. It happened to his dad, I think. What I will say about Only Fools is, this is going to sound a bit weird considering how much praise I've given it, but I will say it's not, maybe not consistently good, but it takes a little bit of time to get going. I've got to say, Series 1, whilst it's enjoyable and it's definitely watchable, I wouldn't say that it is laugh out loud funny and has some of the best moments in the series. It's got some of them in there. I think the episode where they go to the nightclub, I think it's called Go West Young Man, I think that's the strongest one of the series. But apart from that, there's moments here and there, but it's overall just not that great. Series 2 is a much improved series. There are a lot of episodes in there that I genuinely think are some of the best in the entire show. Obviously the chandelier being one of them. The poker episode as well is just fantastic, and that is geniusly written too. Diamonds Are for Heather, that one can fuck off. That's probably one of the worst ones. Then you get to Series 3, which I think is a step down again. Don't get me wrong, it's got some great episodes in there, but overall it's not quite ready yet. And I know some people prefer Grandad to Uncle Albert, and I know that a lot of people also think the opposite. I personally prefer Uncle Albert, and I don't think that those episodes previously would have been better had they had Uncle Albert in them, but the episodes with Uncle Albert overall are better. And so from Series 4 onwards, I think that's when the series properly hits its stride. It's not just the occasional fantastic moment here mixed in with decent episodes. After that, you genuinely get a run of episodes that is just fucking hysterical. For me, my personal favourite is Series 6. I think that is just brilliant. Every single episode has its moments, and I think the longer runtime definitely benefits it as well. There's so many different specials for Only Fools and Horses as well. The Batman and Robin one is my personal favourite. Actually, no, it's not. My favourite is actually my favourite episode out of all of them, which is the Jolly Boys Outing. An episode that, again, never ceases to make me laugh. Every single time. I know what's coming. If you know the episode yourself, you know what bit I'm talking about. Still makes me laugh. I know that some people say that Only Fools should have ended after the 90s specials, where they do in fact become millionaires, and they shouldn't have brought it back after. I disagree. I really like the last 3 episodes. Some people seem to think that they are just like dog shit in quality compared to like some of the earlier stuff. They're really not. They're really good. I wouldn't necessarily say that they're top tier Only Fools episodes, but they're no means near the bottom whatsoever. Like, there's genuinely some shit episodes of Only Fools. But again, I can probably name about 3, maybe 4 that I genuinely think are poor episodes that I wouldn't want to rewatch or I wouldn't pick out to watch. Everything else has got something there that makes you want to come back, and you feel so invested with the characters. Like I said before, like, they are a family and you feel like they are your family. If you want me to do a review of Only Fools and Horses where I talk about the series or each series in depth, then please let me know, because I'm happy to do it. And obviously I mostly talk about Doctor Who on this channel, but I do want to sort of branch out with other things. Yeah, if you want that, I will do individual reviews for each series and all the specials. So just let me know. But in the comments below though, guys, as well as that, also let me know, Only Fools and Horses, what do you think? Love it, hate it, indifferent, never seen it, whatever. let me know. Also, tell me what your favourite episode is. Mine's Jolly Boy's Outing, like I said. I'm very curious to hear what other people have to say. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe for more. Social media and Patreon links will be in the description as always. So if you'd follow me on any of those things, I'd absolutely love you forever. But till next time, guys, you take care of yourselves. Goodbye.